What's up, Scorpio, and welcome to your July 2020 Creativity Tarot reading. My name is Kaylee Jean, and welcome to my channel. I record these readings for artists, entrepreneurs, and anyone who is working on their personal growth, self-expression, or spirituality in any form. So if those areas of life are intriguing or important for you right now, I encourage you to go ahead and keep listening. I also want to say really quickly, you can use these readings for your sun, moon, or your rising sign, and it's also possible if sometimes they don't resonate, particularly at the beginning of the month. So if that's your position at the time of listening to this, that, if the messages don't seem to make sense to you, I encourage you to come back at the end of July and see if there are some interesting correlations, because oftentimes that is the feedback that I get. Okay, so Scorpio, while I was tuning in for you, I had a really peaceful meditation. And I kind of was seeing the horizon line of like a dark night sky, but there was this little slight bit of sunshine that was starting to come up. So it was like sunrise in the meditation. And then over the edge of that, I see kind of like a tree, and on that tree, like on one of the topmost branches, there was some kind of white bird. I don't know if it was it seemed like it might have been a dove, or maybe possibly like a white owl. I'm not 100% sure, because it just, came through very symbolically. But I was seeing almost like the wings of the bird kind of spreading out, and like it was about to take flight. And it kind of filled me with a lot of emotion, actually. Like it made me feel that there's some kind of healing going on for you on a deep level. I also heard the word alchemy. So I don't know if there's some kind of alchemical transformation that you're going through right now, Scorpio, or if there is some kind of healing that's taking place. A lot of times for me, doves represent the divine feminine, and they represent kind of a softer energy of healing. So yeah, there's just something about July that feels like an area of your life where you maybe have felt more pain. You could experience a lot of serenity all of a sudden on that topic, Scorpio, and you could kind of start to feel like something is being released, but at the same time, it's more than that. It's almost like the dove on the Ace of Cups card. If you know the dove that's facing downward into the cup, the ace on the Ace of Cups, it's almost like there's something that is almost profoundly affecting you on the level of your auric field in a way. Even like you might even physically feel more at peace. Like you could physically feel that your nervous system is slowing down a little bit. You could feel that you're breathing deeper or easier this month. So obviously there are things that all of us can do to encourage things like that, such as meditation, or one thing I really like to do is chanting, particularly if I'm doing something kind of mindless like cleaning or taking a shower. Just chanting under my breath, whatever phrase I want, or, there's some commonly used chantings like Om Shanti Om or Om Mani Padme Om, which I might be saying it wrong, but it's just whatever I remember in the moment, and then I just repeat it. And it just feels so good. So there's some kind of this energy for you, Scorpio, where I feel like you're just finding your peace again, and I think it's going to be really healing for you. So let's take a look at your cards, and we'll get some more information. And we're also going to get you your Animal Spirit Oracle cards. All right, so let's take a look. Wow, so we've got Sea Serpent with the Black Egg. Fascinating. If you guys have this deck, which there will be a link to down below, if you have this deck, both of these cards are part of the non-physical cards in this deck. So it's the Animal Spirit Oracle, and all of the cards are animals that we know of, but I think there's 7 cards that pertain to the chakras, and they're also associated with more energetic forms of energy as opposed to actual physical creatures. So the fact that you have 2 of the chakra cards coming up here, to me, speaks a lot to a lot of spiritual energies around you. And maybe that sounds silly because this is like, tarot, and this is a new age sort of channel, but honestly, I do feel this is very strong. There's a big focus on your spiritual development and also on your energetic health. Remember how I was just saying before I pulled these cards about that you could feel something change in your auric field, in your aura. You could feel that your energy, your actual etheric energy, is being healed somehow. That we all possess patterns of energy. Some societies call it chi, some call it prana, some call it ether. There's so many different ways to describe this, but it's a non-physical part of you that really correlates to your life force. And I see that part of you being the focus in July. I think that you can experience a lot of deep healing taking place in your etheric body, or what Eckhart Tolle calls your pain body, for example. Your pain body is a reactive, energetic framework that you possess, but that it's intangible, and it gets triggered, and then it gets upset by things, and our shadow side comes out, basically, or our wounded side comes out through the pain body. So it's kind of a similar thing. There's a lot of emphasis coming through already, just intuitively, psychically in this reading, and now through your cards, that has a lot to do with energy management and energetic hygiene. So if you are someone who works with maybe energy, for example, if you're a healer, or if you are even a life coach or a counselor, or somebody who deals with people face to face every day, this could be a really good and helpful topic for you if you're open to it, exploring various forms of energetic healing, because there could be something vast for you to explore that could have a really beneficial effect on you. For example, I had an acupuncturist I was working with in Oregon who did wonderful work with acupuncture, but she was also very in touch with the ability to feel chakras as well. And so she did some energetic work on me while she was also doing, standard traditional Chinese medicine. She was giving me herbs and things like that as well, all that stuff, but she was also very in tune with energy fields. So, and I found that work to be incredibly beneficial, and I would definitely still be going to see her if I lived near her. But I do feel like there's something here about energetic healing that you want to take seriously this month, Scorpio. Maybe even see someone, or maybe you're learning about something having to do with chakra work. Maybe you are tapping into fields, quantum fields, that you haven't really tapped into before. And so this can be an exciting time, and it can also be a time of great change for you on an inner level, which is going to manifest on the outer level. Because when we change our attitudes and our energetic set points, our patterns, that inevitably is going to be reflected back to us in our outer life. So specifically, this is the second chakra and the throat chakra, the black egg. So the fifth chakra and the second chakra. So what I get here is like your creativity, because it's the second chakra, which is the creative storehouse of the human being. Your creativity is going to be stimulating a new discourse, I think, in your life with the black egg being so closely related to the throat. So you could be speaking out more about things, or you could be modifying how you talk about things. But it's because it's coming from this deeply rooted second chakra kind of creative space within you. So you're going to be feeling inspired to take more creative actions, and it's going to change the types of discourse that you engage with this month. So let's take a look at your cards and we'll get some more information. So we've got Two of Swords, Queen of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, and the Chariot. Six of Swords, the Sun, King of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. Beautiful. I always love the Scorpio readings because I'm a double, triple Scorpio. So I feel like I'm getting something with this reading as well. So I do see a pattern here. There's a movement throughout the month of July that takes you from, like, I feel like you're kind of starting out in this position of the Two of Swords. You're starting out in this position in some way in your life, Scorpio, that you've been like really trying to understand things and really trying to forge a positive path for yourself. You've been really focused on just, I feel with the Two of Swords, it's like you've been really focused on understanding how you really feel. And I think that that has been a good thing for you. But I also think that there comes a point in time where you realize that you need to step out and experience more of life. So it's almost like we could look at like the contrast that's coming to my mind's eye is like the difference between this card and the Fool card. You know, like this woman is blindfolded. She's crossing over her heart, so she's not letting any new information come in. She's not letting any energies come towards her, and she's not letting any energies go out of her either. So she's like blocking things off. And the moon here is a crescent, so it's like it's only partially lit. So it's almost like it strikes me like she's waiting until the moon is full. She's waiting until she has complete visibility. And maybe that was the right thing for like the time, but I see something, you know, coming forward basically. Like I see something about coming out with something with the Queen of Wands. So this makes sense because you've actually got a lunar eclipse in your third house, which is your house of communication. It's about the internet. It's about social media. It can also be about siblings and local travel and your local community as well. So there's a lot going on when you have like, it's a good house to have an eclipse in because it's not the most influential house in the chart. So it's definitely not going to affect you in a harsh way, symbolically speaking, from the perspective of Scorpio. This is not a hard eclipse energy. This is a more moderate energy for you. And it really has to do with like big changes in terms of how you maybe speak or share about your own path, your own services, your own way that you do things. If you're an artist and you have an online business, for example, you could be editing some things on your website or your copy, or you could be introducing some new discourse into your career somehow as well. And it could also have to do with siblings, like I said, but in general, I feel like this Queen of Wands showing up makes me feel like you are kind of coming out with something. It makes me feel like you are potentially going to be stepping into more of a leadership role in some way, Scorpio, and I think that this is actually really, really good. I associate the Queen of Wands with Sagittarius as mutable fire, and Sagittarius is a sign that a lot of Scorpios end up having a strong connection with, obviously through the system in astrology of progression. If you were born in the seat with the sun in Scorpio, at some point in your life, you are going to experience your progressed sun moving into Sagittarius. So if you were born really early in the degrees of Scorpio, that could happen, when you're 28, 29 years old, or 30 years old even, if you were born in like the 0 degree of Scorpio. But as you continue to experience life, Scorpios develop a Sagittarian trait. They develop an understanding of the realm of Sagittarius because of progressions in astrology. So I do think that this has to do with your learned wisdom, Scorpio. You're going to be applying things that you have learned throughout your life that may not necessarily be essential to like how you were born, but that have become a part of you because they've inspired things in you now that you've gone through and had some life experience. So I see you kind of starting to share more of your own life experience with that card. So hopefully that makes sense. The second week of July, and by the way, that's a big message, so it could come into effect. Eclipses can have that effect for like months. So this could be like a months long process for you of sharing that learned wisdom. Now, the second week of July, we've got the Chariot and the 8 of Pentacles. So work, 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 chop, chop, chop. That's all about the second week of July. It is hard work. And I think it's good. It's very, very good for you. I think it's giving you something to focus on. It's moving you forward in life. You're feeling just like you're making progress, Scorpio. That second week of July, it's going to be full on. You're going to be busy. There's going to be opportunities that you're going to be seizing. This is a time to go for stuff. It's a time to really push yourself. I see that being very, very positive for you. So definitely take charge in that second week of July. If you have a business or if you have projects that you do, just keep in mind that that could be a really busy time. So don't put anything too extra on your plate because you'll already be pretty busy. Now, the third week of July, we've got the Sun and the 6 of Swords. So the interesting thing about the third week of July is that on July 20th, we actually have a new moon in Cancer. It's the second new moon within the degrees of the sign of Cancer, and that's going to be in your 9th house. So it's about study. It can be about travel as well. When we see the 6 of Swords here, that definitely seems to correlate with the idea of travel. So you could be making plans for a trip, or you could be deciding to go on a trip, or you could be actually traveling or doing a vacation or even like a day trip around that July 20th new moon in Cancer. The Sun card being there feels to me like this is a good thing. This is good energy that you've got going on, Scorpio. This is really, really good stuff. I think you are going to be essentially just feeling optimistic about your life and feeling like the sun is basically shining on you. So whatever you set out to do, right, with the symbolism of the boat here, wherever you point your boat, I think you're going to feel that there's almost like cosmic tides that are sort of guiding it along or supporting your boat as it moves forward. So I think that there's just a lot of support coming to you and a real sense that you can feel okay and trust the ability to be spontaneous in your life with the Sun card. He's riding the horse with no reins. So he's fully aware of the fact that his subconscious mind, it's safe to have his subconscious mind and his intuition and his instincts driving him, right? That's like the deeper message of the Sun card. It's like being free to just explore life and trusting, that it's okay to just be yourself. So I see that being a very, very empowering week for you in the third week of July. There's just a real sense of accomplishment with those cards as well. So enjoy that. If you've been working hard, Scorpio, you maybe deserve a little time off, or you maybe deserve like a reward, okay? So the King of Pentacles and the Six of Cups at the end of July have a special meaning. So the Six of Cups astrological association is the Sun in Scorpio. And as we go into Leo season, the Sun will actually be squaring planets that you have in Scorpio. So there's going to be some contact there. Squares are typically thought of as like a harder aspect. However, I do think that this is going to be felt in a positive way for you, because I think it's going to provide structure. So as you go into August and at the end of July, the name of the game, I think, for you really becomes, what kind of structure do you want to have? Like, if you have gotten a little bit out of your normal routines, like many of us have due to COVID and all the other things that, came as a result of COVID, 2020 has not been the most routine-oriented year for the vast majority of people. So when I look at these cards, I see almost like the sun shining on you, because you also have the Sun card here. And it's shining on your ability to sort of recreate structure in your life, which is going to end up being valuable for you with the King of Pentacles. It's going to bring in assets for you. It's going to make you feel more strong, more whole, more capable of enjoying and appreciating abundance and prosperity in your life. It's going to be giving you this feeling of stability, which a lot of Scorpios do crave because you are such a transformative sign. Having some fixed energy, because you're also a fixed sign, having fixed energy in your life, having a routine, getting up at the same time, going to sleep at the same time, having a routine when it comes to exercise as well. All of those things are really nurturing when it comes to a Scorpio, because you're always going through these powerful sheddings of your old skin, right? It's just happening all the time. Spiritually, you're like an exfoliation junkie. Basically, if you ever follow any skincare channels on YouTube, for example, people are obsessed with exfoliating. Scorpios are like the personality equivalent of that. They're just exfoliating all the time. So I think this is showing you at the end of July that you have the ability to initiate routines and structures in your own life that are going to make you feel stable even while you go through big changes, across time. The King of Pentacles could also be an earth sign person in your life, or somebody who has a stabilizing influence in your life, who may be bringing in some kind of form of abundance or a gift. Because here we have the King of Pentacles, and then here we have a little boy handing a cup to a little girl. So this could be symbolically saying that the King of Pentacles is giving you a gift. If you have a King of Pentacles type of person in your life, that could be somebody who is an entrepreneur, maybe a father figure, maybe a manager at work who gives you a promotion or a bonus, or it could be a partner in your life who's wanting to take you out on a nice dinner, maybe, or doing something else along those lines. So that can also be a potential interpretation of those cards as well. But overall, I feel like the end of July, you are just feeling very stable, and you're feeling safe to enjoy connections with other people. So that looks very, very optimistic and very good. Let's take a look at your Bob Ross message. It says, and that may be the true joy of painting, when you share it with other people. I really believe that's the true joy. So beautiful. And really matches with the Six of Pentacles energy of kind of enjoying people, potentially enjoying a person, or enjoying the security of being able to relate to people on a personal level. So just your relationships look really solid at the end of July, so it looks really good. Also money. Money is improving for you with the, but you have to do the work, you know, with the Eight of Pentacles and above the King of Pentacles. So you have the Eight of Pentacles above the King of Pentacles in your reading. So you have to do the work. But I also think that the universe is kind of bringing you good energy as well. Scorpio. I'm getting you guys a surrender card. Wow. It says surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen and then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. Beautiful. So I'm going to say that that's more like this energy with the Two of Swords. It's like that you're like closing off because you're trying to hold something in, right? But then it comes out. It comes out in your progressed Sagittarian nature. It comes out because you're ready for it to come out. So that's what I'm getting for you, Scorpio. I think the more that you can just relax and go with the flow with this process and have an open heart, the more that you're going to feel the affection, like the genuine affection that the universe has for you. Okay? So I hope that this reading has been helpful to you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here on my channel. Thank you for liking this reading and this video. Thank you for subscribing and subscribing to notifications as well. All of those things really help support my channel. I would absolutely love to hear from you in the comments. So please let me know your thoughts on the reading. Or if you just want to let me know that you're still with me, just leave me a little emoji. Leave me a dove emoji because we had that dove energy coming through in the meditation. Or just write dove or your favorite bird. I always like to see those as well, those kinds of like silly comments. So all of that stuff interacting with this video, it helps me to know that these readings are beneficial to you, and that means everything to me, and it helps support my channel in YouTube's algorithm. So all around, absolutely just want to say thank you so much to those of you guys who comment every month. It means everything to me, and I'm sending you so much love. I will put the information to donate if you would like to donate any amount. Even $1 is incredible and so supportive to my channel. Also, there's a money workshop that is coming up this month that I will be leading over Zoom. It's wealth building for healers and creators. So if you're interested in building long-standing independent wealth through just giving your best gift that you can to the world, I will put the information to that workshop below. And I just hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your day and an incredible month ahead. And I'm sending you tons of love. Thank you so much for being here, Scorpio, and I will talk to you next time.